Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. I have had a numerous requests on how to build a budget priest deck, and now this is the best that I was able to come up with. It's not completely budget, but I don't think you can really build a completely budget priest deck right now, or at least it's very difficult. This list includes 4 epic cards in it. There are 2 copies of Zetek Veilweaver and there are 2 copies of Plague of Death. And it's a Galakrond Priest deck. I also tried to build Resurrect Priest. It was kind of playable. I went 11 and 8 with this one, so this was slightly better than that. And you may wonder, okay, how is it possible to play Galakrond Priest on a budget? Because Galakrond Priest typically it includes Murozond and Kronks and Madame Lazul and Soul Mirror and just tons and tons of legendary cards. But actually, it is possible. But there are some differences. This deck is more control-oriented than the full cost version. There's more removal in this. There's less ways to get cards from your opponent. That's like what Galakrond Priest does really well. It gets a lot of cards from the opponent and then it beats the opponent with their own win condition. But this one can't really do that as effectively because you lack some of those expensive legendary cards that allow you to steal stuff. So in order to compensate for that, I need to run the Zetek Veilweavers that will generate value for me, and I need to run 2 copies of Plague of Death for removal when I don't have as quick win conditions, and I also don't have Soul Mirror. So both of these cards are cards that don't necessarily appear in the full cost list. Zetek Veilweaver appears between 0 and 2 copies, and Plague of Death typically either no copies or 1 copy, which is also fairly typical. Rarely it's seen in 2 copies, and usually you don't want 2 copies of Plague of Death in a full cost list because at least one of them should always be replaced by a Soul Mirror. But if you have been playing like a sort of budget Resurrect Priest before, then you should already have Plagues of Death, so it's kind of easy to transition over to this archetype. The archetype is still able to steal a bunch of stuff from the opponent because there are Thought Steals in this deck. And there are Shadow Madnesses in this deck, so how the game goes is that you remove the opponent's stuff, you grab some copies of their stuff, then you either try to win with the opponent's cards or you try to win with the Galakrond hero power and just gaining a ton of value from there. One of the cards in this list that I have got a lot of questions about is the Wild Pyromancer, and Wild Pyromancer is here for another board clear tool, and also when you play Apotheosis on Wild Pyromancer, so you give Wild Pyromancer lifesteal, then Pyromancer is the thing that deals all the damage to all the minions on the board, so it will lifesteal from all of that AoE. So Pyromancer Apotheosis is very potent, clearing token boards and healing you up a ton at the same time. Another card that you may wonder about a little bit because it's not in the full cost list typically is Holy Smite, but Holy Smite is here because of the Zetek Veilweaver. So Zetek Veilweaver, Holy Smite, Shadow Word Death, I can use Zetek Veilweaver and a bunch of really cheap removal pieces that will then generate a bunch of new priest spells for me. So it just all comes together like that. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're always looking to keep Disciple of Galakrond. Disciple of Galakrond is just really good. It's good in Hearthstone, get on board on 1. Then if you're playing against something like a Demon Hunter, you want your early removal tools, Breath of the Infinite, Penance. You just want to be very quick to respond to everything a Demon Hunter can do. Whereas if you're playing against something a little bit slower, Hunter, Rogue, Warrior, then you can look into stuff like Thought Steal, to give you cards from them so that you can better evaluate, okay, what are they playing and respond in kind. Disciple of Galakrond and Penance remain good keeps in other matchups as well. And if you're in the mirror matchup, you really want your Galakrond. It's hard to win the mirror matchup when you're at such a disadvantage with the legendary cards, but you can grind it out with Galakrond sometimes. So it's even more important for you to have Galakrond for the mirror matchup when you're on the budget deck as compared to when you're playing the full cost deck. Then you probably want to upgrade the deck into something a little bit better when you have more cards, and here is a sample list, one of the best performing lists at the moment. But there are many variants. There are like variants with the Zetek Veilweaver, 2 Veilweavers, no Veilweavers, then Plague of Death, no Plague of Death, Holy Novas, no Holy Novas. How many deaths, how many Shadow Madnesses. There are quite a few differences between the lists. But this is a fine full cost list, so if we were to upgrade to this variant, then how would we go about it? Regardless of whatever variant you're pursuing, actually, the first replacement is very, very clear. The best replacement you can possibly do for the deck is to replace one copy of Plague of Death with a Soul Mirror. Soul Mirror is the best performing card in the archetype, and it's faster than Plague of Death. It's just superior to Plague of Death in just about every way. So you really want that in the deck. And then if you go for this no Plagues of Death version, then you can replace the second Plague of Death with Murozond the Infinite. Because Murozond often does things that you would want to do, maybe instead of Plague of Deathing. So you can get the stuff that the opponent has just done, and often that's enough. You don't have to remove everything when you can just get really powerful things done yourself. And Murozond is another expensive card, so you want to replace an expensive card with an expensive card to maintain the mana curve. After Soul Mirror and Murozond, the most important cards in the archetype are Gronk's Dragonhoof and Fate Weaver. So then you can start cutting some Holy Novas and adding in Gronks, and that will give you more consistency in getting your Galakrond. Once you are Galakrond, that gives you another option for board clear, and you can also start adding the Fate Weavers, which just allow you to gain so much tempo, because then you will be able to do multiple things in a single turn. And once you've got the Holy Novas and added those, then you can cut the Holy Smites and add another Fate Weaver and add Mind Flayer Karj. Another big swing card that you can have in this archetype. And finally, you can cut one copy of Setek Veilweaver to add Madame Lazul. The performance of these two cards is on a fairly similar level, so this is kind of an optional upgrade. But personally I do like playing Madame Lazul in this archetype a lot. There are several variations of the deck, so several different ways that you can upgrade into this. But in the main, you really want 5 cards as the main upgrades. Start with the Soul Mirror, then the Murozond, and the Gronks, and then the Fate Weavers. Those 5 cards make a really big difference, so they are the main target that you're going for upgrade-wise. And then Karj and Lazul after all of that. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon to get notifications when new videos come. I also live stream on Twitch 6 days a week. You can check the description below for a link to my Twitch channel. And now, let's go take a look at Budget Galakrond Priest in action. Alright, let's go. Up against a Demon Hunter who cannot be hunted. We'll see about that. Bunch of removal. Galakrond Priest and Budget, well, it can be difficult to find the Galakrond, so that's kind of a problem with the concept. But let's see. I played a few games with this and it seemed okay. The idea is that Setek Veilweaver is the alternative value engine, and using 2 copies of that, because I don't have the other value cards, just might be enough to help the deck survive. We'll see. There's some level of risk that he uses Beaming Sidekick on the Battlefiend. There's also, of course, always the chance that he just chooses not to commit anything, which is exactly what happened here. Thought Steel, that's welcome. Let's see what the Demon Hunter has. Ooh, Chaos Strike and a Skull of Gul'dan. I think we're not taking the damage now, we're just financing that one for the time being. And see what the Demon Hunter develops next. I kind of had the option to Chaos Strike that one down, go to 19, then let's say he plays the Fell Screamer. Would have had some penance options for that one. Possibly. We'll see. I'm not sure what he's trying to develop here, if anything. Nice Shadow Madness, but it's not yet the time. I think it's time to use a Chaos Strike here. Just kill one of these now. Heal up a little bit. Just stay very chill and see what happens with the Demon Hunter. I mean, there are 8 cards in his hand, so that's a lot of tools, and I expect a lot of bad things will happen in the near future. I just don't know how exactly those are going to happen yet. I have some major healing with the Pyro. Pyro Apotheosis available in the near future. This Demon Hunter is really developing slowly though. I do wonder why that is. 9 cards in hand. I guess we can develop this one. Another Setek. Okay. Let's see. Demon Hunter should always be easily able to answer the 4-5. Alright, cheaper cards. There could also be some really insane altruist turns coming in the near future. So many cards for the Demon Hunter. The bigger the board, the bigger the Pyromancer heal potential. Well, 1 slice means that you trade everything into it. Fine. But my hand is full. It's a bit of a problem for me, isn't it? Because there isn't anything that I can do here. I mean, I could play the Setek. I guess I don't really need the Setek value right now. Then I can play the Thought Steal. I should be able to get something from the Demon Hunter that I can play. Like this Satyr. He's going for an altruist turn, isn't he? Possibly, yeah. I don't want to save slices for the Pyro. Maybe 1. I can use 1 slice here to proc the Satyr. But now I fully expect some kind of crazy altruist stuff coming. He has 3 discounted cards in hand. And it might even be lethal from 21. Who knows? Or if it's not lethal, it could get so close. On the other hand, if there's no altruist, then I managed to put a bit of health on this board now. And there is the altruist. That's what I expected. So... Alright, slice him and dice him. Yep, that's a lot of stuff. Down to 13. That's a little bit of an awkward place to be in. I could like do Holy Nova. What if he has a Priestess next? It's going to deal so much damage. I don't have any minions that I can play here. Do I need to have the Holy Smite with the Pyromancer if it's a Priestess? 5 mana, 6 mana. 4, 1, 2, 5, 6 damage. Oh, that's tough. 5 mana, 6 mana. I think I'll have to use these now. That's not fun, but... I mean, there's still Metamorphosis and there's Kane. And there's Priestesses probably, so... And the Warglaives. There's a little bit too much damage coming in. I have some doubts on whether I'm able to survive this. Probably not able to survive this. It's just not committing. They can have lethal next turn with the Priestess if there's a Priestess. Priestess plus Chaos Strike. Well, he wouldn't have mana to do that unless there's still discounted cards left, so... I would need him to build a whiteboard that I could then clear with the Pyro with the lifesteal. But as long as he keeps just doing a little bit at a time, I can't get the lifesteal going. It's only if he commits a lot that I can get to do things. Penance is kind of nice. But still, so much has been held back. So very, very much. I need to commit the Pyro now. With the Apotheosis. And the Slice, I believe. Hit him in the face. I can heal up. Or do I heal the Pyromancer? I haven't seen a single I-beam yet. I think the Pyromancer is going to... I think the Pyromancer is going to die regardless. Even if I heal it to 5. Not a single I-beam has been seen. And he has only 7 cards left in the deck. The big question is, does he have Priestesses in that deck? And the answer is he does have Priestesses in the deck. I was a little bit hoping that there might not be Priestesses there. Because this of course puts me in almost impossible situation. This means that there's going to be another Priestess still. I can't, and then there's going to be the Warglaive. I can't survive all of that. I don't have enough healing. Here comes another Priestess. I'm going all the way down to 7 already from this one. And then some kind of Warglaive Cane finisher or something. Even though I've removed everything instantly, it hasn't been enough. Then the Warglaives. And the BM. Always the BM. It's going to be a Spell Druid, right? How's this game going to turn out? In theory I have enough removal to kill everything that Spell Druid has. But the problem is, can I find it in time to actually use it? That's always the question. Priest has the removal pieces, but first, does Priest find the removal pieces? And second, is Priest ever going to have enough mana? Because Druid is going to start ramping up. Sometimes you can like Thought Steal their Overgrowth, so that you will have Overgrowth too. And then you're in a good position. Or I might be able to like grab his Overgrowth here. Now that I got ramp 2, then that's going to help a lot. Just having access to that ramp is so crucial. It might still not be enough. But now that we have a little bit more mana, then we are going to be actually able to Plague of Death. But these are not going to clear that many boards. Because next turn, things are going to start happening. Ooh, I might be able to Thought Steal a Glowfly Swarm here. Not a Glowfly Swarm, but some other cards. Now we play the shield. So both of these are still in the deck. Now I know that. He could have one Mount Seller in hand too. But at least one Mount Seller is in the deck. Does he have the Power of the Wild for that? There's no Power of the Wild, then it's okay. Oh, it's going to be the Soul of the Forest. Yeah. That's a little tricky, isn't it? I mean, I'll steal one. Use this to trade one of them away. Like this. Then I'll trade another one. And another one. This one can't even trade. Face a little, and I'll play a Holy Nova. So he's left with 3 minions on the board. Slightly more manageable size. My Galakrond destroys 2 at the moment. Another Glowfly Swarm. That's a little annoying. Because if I have to spend the Plague of Death... spending the Plague of Death is really annoying. Can I just like time rip one? Leave him with 4 minions on the board. I can totally do that. 4 minions is fine. 4 minions won't kill me, I think. I'll play the Veil Weaver. Time rip to 3-5. Also get another spell. Can play that and trade away one of these. Okay, 4 minions on the board. 4 minions shouldn't kill me from 30. But we'll see whether he has more minions coming. So far so good. Didn't have more minions coming. I can just do the Water Bearer and Grave Rune. That will heal me back to 30 again. Four minions killing me from there seems unlikely. Can they do it with Kael'thas? With Kael'thas, maybe. Now it's the freeze spell. This one costs mana. The next spell also costs mana, so he needs Innervate, Bog Beam, or Moonfire, or the damage spell. This one is fine, right? Because I can death the Kael'thas. So if I death the Kael'thas, I could play Galakrond to destroy 2 minions. I can death the Kael'thas. I can play Galakrond to destroy 2 minions and go to 19. And then I can use this to trade away 1 minion. So he has just 1 minion on board. Too bad that it healed itself. But I still have the Plague of Death too, for once he gets, say, Mount Cellar or something. And I can do a Mount Cellar now.
I supply only the finest creatures.
I can do Mount Cellar, I can do this. Kill that one and heal up. Alright, now I have a Mount Seller too. So how about that? That cannot draw minions. I've seen both Glowfly Swarms. Now he will of course have a lot of resources, but they are for next turn. I wonder if there's Ysera in that deck. I would assume that there is currently. I need to use my Thought Steal soon. Because he's running out of cards. So let's Thought Steal, see what I can pick up with that. Bog Beam and Power of the Wild. Do I want to play my Kael'thas? I think I do, yeah. Let's just play the Kael'thas there.
Energy, power. My people are addicted to it.
This one can go. I can use Holy Smite on that. Then I can do Power of the Wild. And these are going to the face. Okay. So now my board is fairly large. So can he really do much about this? We're about to find out. He could still have the Ysera. Can he survive? He needs to get some of that rush stuff right. Or some taunts, maybe. What is he iron barking? The Mount Seller itself, okay. He did get the rush. Zigzor is great. Breath of the Infinite also damages my own stuff. But it's still the play here. Let's first see what I can pick up with the hero power. Ooh. That's interesting. Now this doesn't damage my own stuff anymore. Splendid. We can do that. Then I can do... Do I have lethal? Well, of course I have lethal. Of course there's lethal. Let's just go face now, and that's lethal. I was still thinking about how to clear the board, but hey! I won in the priestliest priest fashion by just using cards from my opponent's deck instead of my own. Maybe I do. I can kill something big. Might be fine. Hi Toby Guy, we're currently playing a Budget Galakrond Priest. Deck Tracker doesn't work right now. The patch broke Deck Tracker pretty badly. They still haven't been able to get it to work. They've been giving some updates on Twitter about the progress, but they still didn't have an ETA on when the Deck Tracker works, so you can't see the deck right now, but other than that, it's a Budget Galakrond Priest. There's 4 epics in it, 2 copies of Plague of Death, which I'm not sure if they're necessary or if they're good, and 2 copies of Setek Veil Weaver, because I think I just need them for the value. Giving up on Gronks and everything already is pretty much. I just need these Veil Weavers to generate stuff for me. 9 cards in hand, and it doesn't even get any better by playing the Sky Raider. Maybe if I also play Pirates Away, then we get a little bit better position. My Deck Tracker is fine. Alright, I wonder... Maybe it's a different product? Maybe it's not from H's Replay? Don't know. Well, you better... Curious. Because now I would have this Shadow Madness play here. But it's not so great, this one still... I would still need to kill this. And in order to do that...
I wonder.
I am truly intrigued about the Shadow Madness possibility though. I can't leave this up because if he just inner rages and copies it or something, that's way too scary. I have to spend all of my mana to kill it.
What is in
Nah, that can't be right. I just have to do it like this, with a Holy Nova. So that he's left with a bomb. This has got to be correct. Because I can't leave him with a Bomb Wrangler. But I didn't want to spend my coin. Because I might need the coin for later turns in order to do sufficient numbers of things. Well, now I can take this Bomb Wrangler, and then he will be all out of Bomb Wranglers. Because now it doesn't take a coin to do that anymore. So I'll just borrow that one. And if it goes well and this one dies to the bomb, well, it doesn't go that well, but I can always penance that away myself. So then I'm the one with the bombs. And both Bomb Wranglers are now gone. So that's a small upside. I don't know how common it is now to run Grom. Because it was built by different people. It's the egg version. Ah, that bomb didn't go where I wanted it to. Do I need to go in with the Setek? I may have to, yeah. I'll finance the egg. Get more spells. Trade this into the 1/1. Ah, whiff again. I want more spells. So I'll cast Renew on the Setek. And get another Renew. And the Setek spell. So Mind Control. Okay. We can try to work with this. It's still just a couple of turns before I can get to Plague of Death. And this can be a problem if it's now inner raged and rampaged and stuff. We'll see. Battle Rage, probably going to be Battle Rage for 4. At least he can't rampage and copy it on the same turn. I still don't quite have the good tools here. I'm fine with that. I can't play more minions. I can make the Armor Smith bigger in the near future. Is that a problem? I'm making a bigger Armor Smith and then copying it. That's really annoying. I think I have to kill it.
I wonder.
And that takes a Holy Nova. But I think we're going to do it. I get to the point where I'm able to use the Plagues of Death.
I'll show you who's boss.
So that's something. Okay, second Skipper and second Armor Smith. That's cool. Suspect the Firestone. Yeah, Firestone seems to have no issues at the moment. Just different ways to build the things. Do I just time rip the Challenger? That leaves him with the ability to rampage the Armor Smith. It's okay, we'll just time rip the Challenger there. I can play an evil conscriptor. That's cool. Let's do that. Because if he like builds a board, if he doesn't make his armor smith bigger, just builds a board with like brutes and stuff, then I can always Plague of Death that away. I can even do it twice. He runs eggs, so he might run Terron.
What now?
Plague of Death is my anti-Terron card too. We'll see, we'll see.
Drink your blood. Drink your blood.
Okay, I'm fine with this. 22 is the amount of burst he can have from hand, as long as he has both Inner Rages and Rampage left. I don't particularly mind these minions here. But that's just the first brute. We'll see. Well, we can get rid of the first brute at least. But there's still a second brute. And there's a second Bloodsworn Mercenary. So the damage is still there. That one makes little difference. There's no more skippers.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
There's still a War Maul. Oh, that can be really annoying, because this is a card that can win games. So that's tough.
Blood and plunder.
Also an excellent pickups from the Sky Raider. Okay, need to deal with this board. So it's going to be Pyromancer, Coin, renew the Pyromancer. It's for Apotheosis, right? Or is it for Thought Steal? Apotheosis on the Pyro heals me up. I think I'll go for that one. Apotheosis on the Pyromancer. Heal the Pyromancer. No, that was incorrect. Needed to make the copy of it first. Need to make the copy of it first and then heal. Need to make a copy and then heal the one of them. Right. On the other hand, I don't want there to be a lot of damaged Pyromancers. Ah, a randomly generated Deathwing Mad Aspect. That is truly a powerful minion. I think I'll borrow it. Well, healing the copying the Pyromancer would not have made much of a difference there. You could have still had the random Deathwing. This can now be killed with a Brood, of course. Or with that randomly generated Avenging Breath. Two excellent random resources. Because now he gets so much closer. Because he has the 22 from hand. Oh dear. Oh dear. That got him so much closer to where he wants to be. And more dragons. I mean, even this Pain Warrior just generates stuff out of nowhere. Truly painful. Let's see what we can pick up here. I'm actually playing that one and healing my face. This seems okay. Let's turn that into a 6-7. Having a 6-7 there sounds fine. I go to 27. But he could have Grom, and he could have a real Deathwing. Ah, he's going to discover some spells too. Yeah. Hate it when that happens. There's still the 2 Galakrons, and there could be Grom, and there could be a Deathwing. Oh. Just random stuff coming right up. Oh dear. Well, I have a kill on this one at least. Do I want to do it with the Apotheosis? That will mean that I will also lose the Overseer while I kill the minion.
What is
I guess it's fine. So that's 5 damage. And he can have 22 from hand. Always have to keep playing around with the 22 from hand. I think we need some resources here. That Galakrond was an excellent pick. Because now I can use the Galakrond to trade that away. And what about this one? I guess it kills a minion. And it buffs up the Veil Weaver a little bit. Okay. So 4 on board, 22 from hand. To do it. But after that, it has not been. I considered cutting down to 1 Plague of Death. But there just aren't that many good removal pieces. Like Shadowward Ruin would be an option, but that's an epic too. And I don't think it's even an improvement over the Plague of Death, so... Whoa, can't hero power for 1 mana. Amazing. I thought I could. But I couldn't. I'm curious that he hits with the Umberwing. Typically you don't want to do that. The scenario where you do that is like where you have another Umberwing in hand and you know you want to play that in the near future. Let's see. Shadow Vision was an epic though. Yeah, but I built Silence Priest without it. You didn't need that. You could, and Silence Priest was pretty successful without that as well. I think this is as good as any of Shadow Madness turn. I'll just grab that one and kill that one. Something like this. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. If it's going to be the Priestess next turn, then... Well, Time Rip is very timely there. That means that I can do Pyromancer. I can do Pyromancer Penance now, to clean up the board. And if he has the 5 mana Priestess, then I can Time Rip it away. Fellblade.
They will never catch me.
The Sigil Runner. Intriguing. Shadow of Death is even better than the Time Rip. So I will take this opportunity. Actually, I can just equip the Umberwing now. I can do Umberwing. I can Holy Smite that. Face tank this. And heal. Cool. Now I'm a Demon Hunter too. Good luck getting the Outcast for the Skull. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit hard because my cards are reactive, so I need to wait for him to do things before I spend my cards. But we're working on getting to that Outcast. I have 2 answers to Priestesses here, and if he's running Fell Screamer, he's guaranteed running Priestess in the deck. 100%. He doesn't even bother trading. He does not enjoy trading. Fine, fine. Go a little bit of penance there. A little bit of hitting here. A little bit of hero power into the face there. Now I could actually get to the outcast of the skull. He has a skull. I have a skull too, you know. Plenty of those skulls of Gul'dan to go around. I suppose this is a skull turn. Spend the coin, play the skull. Okay. Some decent enough cards. 8 cards in hand. Don't do Holy Smite and face tank that. Now there's no reason to do that yet. Let's play this. I can play that. And now my Galakrond is a little bit upgraded. 8 cards in hand. Alright. Hi, CDC. Yeah, doing great. Building a budget Galakrond Priest here.
Do you see what must be
Hit legend with Quest Resurrect Priest. Yeah, that's a nice one. Oh, a big altruist turn. Hate to see that. That's so much damage. How much damage is it even? It's a lot of damage. Pow, pow. Oh dear. Bit too much damage to my taste. Now there's a chance that I can die. I don't like that. He still has all the discounts on the demons. It could be like a priestess. If I go to 13... he has at least 10 coming. Oh boy. I really need to set up a board. But I don't quite have one.
What is it?
I need to time rip that one now. Holy Smite that one. And I need to heal my face. If he plays 2 priestesses, then that's just a game-winning move, isn't it? There might be others too. 12 damage. I go to 1. That is not funny. That is so not funny. So if he has another priestess, it just kills me. Well, I guess I'm about to die here. Demon Hunter's tempo is pretty powerful. Has only 2 cards in hand, but we all know that 2 cards from Demon Hunter doesn't really mean 2 cards. Oh, and Claybound Adept is lethal too. But there was no way to prevent that. There's no way to prevent it in the future either. So he didn't have a Claybound Adept, but he can top deck one.
Mummy needs 5 more.
So okay. If he top decks Claybound Adept or Metamorphosis, he wins. 3 out of 12. 25% for lethal. Maybe more if he can get like Skull or something. Actually, Claybound Adept is no longer lethal, because he has to hit into the lifesteal. So it's only Metamorphosis that's lethal. This is going a little bit better than I expected. What are you doing? Why did you heal me to 16? I mean, I appreciate the effort. I truly do, I truly do. I'm just so surprised. He has a priestess left. So this one goes over here. This one hits the board. This one tracks over there. Alright. Skull of Gul'dan. He still has the Claybound Adepts left. He still has Metamorphosis left. One Priestess. I'm hopeful, but wary.
My blades will sing.
Those blades are not going to kill my Priestess. So I can death that one. Mind control could be nice. Too bad I don't have the mana to play it now. I'm going to death this one. I have 15 damage here. It's not quite enough. Maybe I'll keep a Holy Nova in case it's like a Face Hunter. But we'll see. Because against Face Hunter I might need this to kill the board of Lepanomes. I mean, I do think I want to kill the Face Stalker immediately. I don't want him to be pulling stuff from his deck. It's a Face Hunter. There must always be a Face Hunter. Okay, well, it's a quite favorable matchup for me. Let's see how this goes. Now he gets either Pack Tactics or Explosive Trap. But I have the Holy Smite here, so I can kill that. Get the Zetek out there so that I can get some random spells too. Now, if I use a Renew on the Zetek, I get a random spell, in addition to the discovered spell. But is it worth it? He's going to complete the Toxic Reinforcements next turn. Maybe I can afford it. We'll take the Ripple. Get a Grave Rune. 9 cards in hand. This is okay. We can do this. He's going to use the hero power into the Zetek now, most likely, because he wants to get rid of that Zetek. But then if he trades with this, then that opens up an opportunity for me, unless he has Terron in hand. No, but he has another Toxic Reinforcements. That's fairly powerful. That's 8 damage. I can wholly recall these away. I end up taking 8, of course. The Disciple of Galakrond out there. And I can hero on my face to heal up a little. So I still don't know if that's explosive or pack tactics.
To my side. Nothing but a bunch of big bears.
And the sharpshooter is a little annoying here. Ten cards, my hand is full. So I'm kind of trying to get rid of the Leok. If I just play the Taunt.
I wonder.
Maybe I can just play the Taunt here. And the Disciple. I had to throw away the coin. We'll see. Kill commands are available. Only 2 cards though. Oh no, he rolled the Huffer. That was huge. That was simply huge. So that can still be a pack tactics there. Apotheosis gives this tree attack.
What is a loon's will?
I have 5 mana left. No, 4 mana left. 4 mana isn't great. Let's hope it's explosive trap. It's explosives. Good.
Count your blessings, mate.
Then I can do this. Alright. No kill command was there last turn. Did he have all the beasts already? I guess he did then. So there's explosive trap left. So I'm always going to hole in over this, but I can do Apotheosis too. I can proc the explosive trap as well. If that hits into Leok, it goes down to 3. Yeah. This hits into Leok. This hits into face. Procs the explosive trap. Then I will hole in over the board. I go to 15, but I have 2 lifesteal minions on the board. And the hunter has 2 cards. So I think we've got this one.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.